first active demonstrations over climate change were held at several London airports this morning, but not, as you might have expected, at Heathrow, where hundreds of protesters have been camped out for almost a week. Instead, today's demos targeted smaller private airfields. Well, our environment correspondent Andrew Winstanley is at Heathrow this evening. So, Andy, were the protests related?
Well, certainly these are what they call affiliate groups. They are directly linked to the climate camp here at Heathrow. The key to their success was staying one step ahead of the police. They appear to do that this morning, instead focusing on these smaller airfields, very much the domain of the commercial jet. This was Biggin Hill Airport's main entrance this morning, blocked by bodies.
Keys!
They're targeting this airport because they see it as a millionaire's playground.
Private jets, chartered flights, and we're hoping to put a stop to that today.
This protest is linked to the Heathrow Climate Camp. They call themselves an affiliate group. They were turning away people who would have paid thousands of pounds if they were heading for private jets, and that is the mainstay business here. The police were quickly on hand, photographing and talking at first, then resorting to more physical means. Some nerves facing the cutting machines perhaps, and 10 protesters were eventually arrested on suspicion of aggravated trespass. These anti-aviation campaigners compare themselves with the Victorian women who'd fought for the vote.
A lot of people say that the suffragette movement actually damaged the suffragist cause, but the suffragist cause wouldn't have even existed without direct action.
But this campaign is about reducing aviation's impact on the environment. Still, flights were operating normally here, passengers sent to different entrances. A good result, said the police.
Our aim in any situation is to maintain and preserve public safety. That was our primary consideration today. That's what we've done. The incident has been concluded without any harm to any individual, and from our perspective, that's a satisfactory result.
Farnborough was targeted too this morning, but that ended without any arrests. These splinter groups are all about keeping the Heathrow climate camp in the news. On Sunday, hundreds of these campaigners will descend on the nearby airport, but around 2,000 police officers will be in the way. Well, it really was quite a clever move, focusing on these business airports. With Heathrow threatened by the climate camp here, it seems lots of London businesses had been sending their execs onto charter jets, as Tom Edwards found out this morning.
This is travel for the cash-rich, time-poor.
This is a twin-jet Bombardier Challenger 604, 10-seat passenger jet, which can travel to North America and is a favourite for businessmen, sports stars and heads of state.
And at over £3,000 an hour, it's not cheap. But in the last week, business here is up. This company in Luton says that's due to the climate camp at Heathrow and the threat of direct action.
Bookings have increased by 15% the same period last year, and a lot of that is due to the disruption felt because of the Heathrow climate camp, and businessmen and holidaymakers want to safeguard their travel plans for August.
Do you think they're worried about direct action then?
I think it's one of the concerns that they have, and they're trying to make sure that they can get away for their business meetings or their holidays.
The threat of disruption from the climate camp isn't the airport's only problem. Recently, it's been severely criticised for offering a poor service.
It's not very approachable in terms of dropping off people to the airport, and it's quite crowded around the front area.
It's too busy, there are too many people, it's too slow and too aggravating.
The basic problem with Heathrow is that it's overloaded, but in the meantime, it's a people problem. It needs more security staff, it needs more immigration staff, and they have to be recruited quickly.
The company that runs Heathrow says the opening of Terminal 5 next year should help with capacity. But a threat of disruption, with or without the climate camp, means some business travellers are looking for alternatives. Tom Edwards, BBC London News.
Andy, just finally back to Heathrow where you are. Do we have any more idea of what's planned at the protest there?
Well, we certainly do. People have been telling me that the Direct action will start on Sunday around about noon, will last for 24 hours, and there are two potential targets. One is BAA's HQ, and there's already a heavy police presence there, and also potentially targeting cargo facilities around the airport. This will be a mass action, lots of different groups trying things, trying to confuse the police, and in fact they've been running workshops here all week teaching people how to do this. There was a police briefing today by Assistant Commissioner Tariq Ghafoor. He said he was a bit concerned because they had spotted plenty of veteran campaigners within the group that he thought might try to confront with the police. The nightmare scenario was put to him of them getting onto a runway. He said he wouldn't risk probably sending officers into that situation because it's so busy here. It may be something air traffic control have to deal with, sending jets around. Back to you.
OK, for now, Andy, thank you.